The Philippines is an archipelago composed of over 7,000 islands with beautiful sceneries, including its capital city, Manila. Just about everywhere in the Philippines is a tourist attraction and a splendid resort. Perhaps this is the reason why the people of the Philippines is very kind and friendly. Such friendliness can easily be found among the Filipino immigrants in Korea. The Filipinos began their immigrations to Korea in 2004, and now there are approximately 47,000 Filipinos residing here. Their cheerful and amicable characters have helped them adjust easily to Korean society and to well establish their presence. The Filipinos are more active in our society than any other immigrants. Where does this energy come from? Wherever they go, the first place they look for is a local church. As the state religion of the Philippines is Catholic, 80 to 90% of their entire population is Catholic. Immigrant Filipinos in Korea are no exception. Every week, there are about 1,000 to 1,500 people who come. More people come during the Christmas season or Chuseok. Because the Filipinos are very religious and devoted, a lot of the immigrants come to church. Even when they go abroad, the first place they look for is a church to pray, to meet with friends, and to help each other out. The Hewa Catholic Church is the only church in Korea where Mass is provided also in Tagalog. Every Sunday, Filipinos nationwide gathered here to attend the Mass and share their stories and concerns with fellow immigrants. To these people, church is more than a religious venue but a pathway to their faith that leads them throughout their troubles while in Korea, whether big or small. The tradition and culture of Philippines contribute greatly to the piousness of the Filipinos. Through their relationship with God and through prayers, they establish positive attitudes towards life. Also, they overcome the pain of being away from family and home and stress from work. The Hewa Philippine Market is where they head after the Mass. As more people came to attend the church, the market naturally grew in size and now it is held every Sunday. At the Hewa Philippine Market, they can find all kinds of products from their homeland, from groceries to home appliances. Therefore, over 1,000 Filipino immigrants visit the market every week. Only on Sundays the market is held and I can meet with friends and I can also attend the Mass. The Hewa Philippine Market has 15 years of history. The market, like the church, is not just a market but a place of encounter and recreation for the Filipinos. The Philippines is a matriarchal society where women are in charge of not only housework but also child rearing, husband supporting, and of household finances. This leads to the relatively higher social status compared to women in other countries. Although we cannot deny the colonial influence of Spanish and American occupation, the Filipino women are treated with more respect. The Filipino women in Korea are no exception. Meet Sergeant Annabel Castro in Ansan Danwon Police Station. Sergeant Castro came to Korea in 1997. She had started off as a housewife to her husband in Hampyeong, Jeonnam. She volunteered as an interpreter at a police station, a pivotal experience which led to her designation as a rank officer of external affairs in 2008. I believe that immigrants can too show something in the Korean society. My job as a police officer is more than just about stopping crime. I am hoping that it also gives them an inspiration and a hope. Sergeant Castro is in charge of matters that relate to Filipino immigrants in Korea. Her work is particularly appreciated by those who are not yet fluent speakers of Korean. She also gives crime prevention lecture to Filipino immigrants who may commit crimes out of their unfamiliarity with the Korean law. To inform and to prevent is the main duties of Sergeant Castro. The Filipino women at the lectures feel that Sergeant Castro's lectures are friendly and easy to comprehend as they share same background and language. It is wonderful that I can ask questions and get help from someone who is also a Filipino. Sergeant Castro is usually out on patrol most of the times. This is because she has to go meet the immigrants herself, especially when they find it difficult to come see her to the police station. Despite the extra effort, Sergeant Castro says that she is rewarded by the fact that she can be of help to them. It is most rewarding for migrants to know that they could reach someone in times of trouble so they can live safely in Korea. The crime prevention program is her main task, though after the end of the training she collected phone numbers of migrant women. She called them sometimes to listen to their distress and look after them like an older sister. I want to be a bridge between the locals and immigrants. I hope that I can help locals understand immigrants and vice versa. At Seoul Gwacheon Central Officials Training Institute, Sergeant Castro is giving a very special lecture to 300 recently promoted elite government workers. The lecture is on understanding multicultural society, as she herself is a naturalized Korean citizen. Sergeant Castro says that multicultural society is where people respect each other's cultures and characters. She accepted the lecture request because she felt it is important that the officials on site know this important fact.
편안한 마음, 한국에서 편안한 마음, 제가 그분들이 줄 수 있는 역할이기 때문에 보람이 많이 느끼고 있습니다.
Sergeant Castro was given numerous lectures, but only to fellow Filipino immigrants. Though a brave policeman, Sergeant Castro cannot help but feel a little nervous on this day as she educated the elite officials. I was so nervous because I did not have much time to prepare the lecture. On top of it, I had to give a speech to the most elite officials and over 200 of them too. Her stage fright is eventually soothed out as the audience is mesmerized by her powerful lecture. Sergeant Castro is in charge of many duties. At home, she is a wife and a mother, a sergeant at work, and a supportive friend among Filipino immigrants.
우리 첫 강의인데도 불구하고 너무 멋진 강의해 주신 우리 아나벨 경장님께 다시 한번 박수.
Here at Music Broadcasting Studio for Multicultural Families in Mapu, Seoul, there is another Filipino woman who is actively communicating with the Filipino immigrants in Korea.
Abangan po ninyo maya-mayang konti. So sana ay samahan ninyo ako for 1.5 hours.
Meet Maria Regina Alquiza, a DJ at the broadcasting studio. She runs shows in Tagalog for the Filipinos. I major in communications and it relates to my current work here in Korea. I am interested in Filipino immigrants in Korea, their situations and surrounding environments. My working here helps me understand them better. Also, I think that these programs provide them with entertainment, which not only benefits our listeners, but also myself. The broadcast is not live streamed but recorded. The guest speakers for invited sessions are Filipino immigrants. Unlike the rest of the programs, this session is where Ms. Alquiza single-handedly casts guest speakers and runs the show. On that day, Mr. Mark from Asian Korea Center came to join the show to talk about music and stories that fellow immigrants can share. Other Filipinos enjoy this program as much as I do. While the immigrants are apart from their family and miss their homes, they can feel better through music. Although her Korean is not yet fluent, Ms. Alkiza is honing her skills to host the Learning Korea session. She is preparing to teach Korean to Filipino listeners in easy, intuitive ways. All these endeavors are possible because of Ms. Alkiza's passionate dedication as a Filipino. While these brave Filipino women are actively engaged in various parts of our society, at the Filipino immigrant workers community at Chungnam, Asan, the workers are visiting the rural villages to volunteer and help out every year. Volunteer activities at rural areas are popular among Filipinos as they enjoy gathering to meet with people and to help others. This year, like any other year, the volunteering schedule is set, and the Filipino workers unanimously agree to go on Sunday, although it is their only day off. Many Koreans have already left the rural areas because of the hard work and low payment, but these workers are dedicating their time to help the farming homes. I used to farm back in the Philippines, so I am looking forward to help the elderly tomorrow. It has been 4 years since I came to Korea and I was starting to miss my home. The volunteer activity was set up by the Asan Immigrant Workers Center. The workers even brought their own lunch because they did not want to burden their families with providing meals. Last year, the volunteers helped to harvest, and this year, they're going to help with rice planting. After a brief instruction, they are off to the rice paddies. As soon as they arrive, they immediately start working in groups. All they have to do is to plant these rice seed beds on the paddy, but it is not as easy as it sounds. There are 800 seed beds that need to be unloaded from the truck, carried to the paddy, and securely planted. At first, they make small mistakes, but soon enough, they are as adroit as skilled workers. But it's not only men doing all the work. The Filipino women immigrants also join to carry the seed beds. These women live up to their reputation of meticulous and dedicated hard work. Are you tired? No, not really. Is it any fun? Well, I feel good, so I can't really say that it tires me. Carrying the seed beds in boots, the workers shout "Pali, pali," the first Korean expression they learn. The workers sing songs as they work hard under the scorching sun. They are more happy to give help than to be helped. That is why, although the work is hard, they always wear a pleasant smile.
It's for fun. Do you live under the sun? With the music and the dance, only part of the one.
Soon, it is time for the long-awaited lunch break. Unusual for a typical rural meal, the Filipino workers packed hamburgers for lunch, and the locals brought traditional drink, makgeolli. Where else could we come across such exotic combination? Their get-together was neither grand nor fancy, but it was a natural bonding experience, thanks to the efforts of the Filipino workers. Mutual understanding rather than a charity is what true harmony is all about. Most of the remaining farmers in the villages are old, and so we need helping workers. I am so grateful that these Filipino workers came to help. I thank them very much. The Filipino immigrants open up their warm hearts to help the locals and to assimilate with the Korean culture. It is now our turn to understand and accept them as part of our society. The Philippines is a land of religious piety with passionate people and their gleeful smiles. Their smile comes from the positive energy that enables them to fully spread their wings even abroad in Korean society. Their positive attitudes and pleasant idleness, even throughout hard times, allow them to help others and look after one another. This is their lesson that we should learn.